Hey all, it's Nim, or Nimacree if you're feeling professional, and welcome to the YouTube video. Today we're going to be going over the live blog in some detail, but not the entire thing, so you can read it right there. This is an article from Wowhead, and Sloot interviewed him, so you can take a look there and click on that if you'd like. That being said, before we get started, if you like what I do, I stream on Twitch Saturday and Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday and Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, let's get on with it. So, we'll start with the summary. There are no plans for another large drop of additional class changes. They wanted to drop large changes and revamp early so there's plenty of time to get feedback and change things. Yes. Provided that's what you actually do, yes. Now, keep in mind, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I really do. But BFA happened. Before that, we had Legion, which was pretty good. Then Warlords of Draenor. So, I gotta... skeptical. The plan with the AoE cap is to make a distinction between cleave and AoE. Okay? Cleave is traditionally 1 to 2 extra targets, where AoE is more than that. So that's going to be an interesting distinction. I hope they don't do it per ability, because if they do it per ability, that's going to cause the server to have to do a lot more math. And, I mean, while I don't necessarily mind math, I'm an engineer, the server, under a lot of load, probably is like, no more, please, no more. Keep giving feedback on specific abilities that feel bad on the GCD. Okay, I can understand that. That's, I do know that I don't like certain things on the GCD. It kind of slows me down. For example, I pop Wings, and then Seraphim as Paladin, Light of the Protector, a couple other things there. But all in all, that with Celerity of Battle, which was rolled into the Paladins, it's not terrible. But other classes will say, hey, this is hampering me, this is throwing off my timing. Once you learn how to play around it, it's a little better, but still I can see why you'd want to change that. No plans for Master Looter or gear swapping in dungeons. Ooh, big oof. Listen, friends, countrymen, fellow internet nerds, Master Looter works. Just let us have it. Jesus. Let us have it. Just let us have it. That way, because raids can have, that way you don't have to go through, well, is this an upgrade? Is this thing, trade? Just let people have Master Looter again. It worked for over a decade. And then you were like, nope, it's a problem. Well, we've had some reports of people stealing gear. Yes, since vanilla. Sometimes gear gets stolen. It's terrible. Don't get me wrong. I don't want people's gear to get stolen at all. Not a single piece of gear. If I could snap my fingers and do it. But sometimes, if I get an item that's better for my friend than me, but it's a higher item level, I can't trade it. So, yeah, there it is. Tier sets are a possibility, but not for 9.0, but potentially later in the expansion. All right, I like tier. I like tier a lot. Huge fan of tier. In fact, as I've said before on this channel, and I'll say it again, my favorite tier set bonus was the Hellfire Citadel bonus for Paladins. Loved it. It was great. Played a Protection Paladin. Every time I threw my Avenger Shield, I got a big Absorption Shield. And at the 4-piece, every time I threw my Avenger Shield, I got a 50% chance. I'm going to say that again. 50% chance to reset the cooldown on Avenger Shield. And if you don't like Avenger Shield, what are you doing as a Paladin? Swapping Covenants is a hot topic, and they want there to be a meaningful choice there. However, if all else fails, they can give up and let players swap when they want, but they want to try to save the system before throwing it out. Okay, I can understand that. You don't want to just make changes and let people, just switch, especially when it's thematic. Okay, I can understand that. The problem is that if you balance for the top end, then you're going to have problem. Well, I would probably just balance for the top end. Just try to create things to be effective, but if you have the same, if every fight's a DPS check, then the highest DPS increase talent is going to be used. As you know, and I do feel bad for Ian Hazakostas here and the team, is that these numbers are going to be scrutinized, tested, and then raged about on forums and Twitter and places like MMO Champion. So I do feel bad I know they're working on it. I don't assume malice. It can be a little tough there. No Titan forging / war forging, however, less loot will drop. Okay, so let's rewind the clock. Okay, it's Warlords of Draenor. We're getting ready to step through the dark portal again. We were told that we needed more loot. They inflated the loot table in Warlords of Draenor. And now that's fine. Going back to less loot is okay. Because when you inflated the loot table, then that led to things like Titan forging, war forging. And here's the things, I didn't necessarily mind war forging, just war forging. Didn't mind that. That was okay. But then you added Titan forging. Then you added random tertiaries. You added random sockets. See, that'd be nice. I'd like to see non-random sockets again. Or the ability for blacksmiths to craft, like, I don't know, a belt buckle. Remember belt buckles? They were cool. Mine was as big as Texas. And, you know, I got to socket haste gems because of Paladin. Come on. Haste gems. Paladin. Some old set bonuses or legendary effects may return in Shadowlands Legendaries. Okay. I mean, look. That's fine. There's some cool stuff. Yeah, that can't be bad. All right. So let's just go over a couple of things here. We'll start with the AoE cap. It was framed as the majority of AoE capped, but Eon's not sure that's true. This serves to increase the distinction between cleave and AoE. A lot of melee specs used to excel at cleave, and then you had your Rain of Fire Arcane Explosion for AoE. In Legion, there was a lot of simplification, but it destroyed the class diversity. Even when playing in Torghast, the right way to play was to train a large group of mobs, pop cooldowns, and AoE it down. It shouldn't be the only right way to play. The goal is not to kill big pools forever, but that there are more unique strengths. This will have an effect. Pulling 20 mobs and AoEing them down is fun, and they don't want to get rid of that, but it's a new degenerate play style that they don't want it to be the one solution to the very problem. They're confident that players will be able to adapt. Okay, so that is a lot of stuff there. Obviously, cleave is one of those things, and the rogues were very good at cleave. So are warriors, Blade Storm, and a few other things. Of course, you have AoE effects there. The way you say AoE in there is actually literally like either a targeting reticule, and this is the area, or Arcane Explosion, which is a radius, which I assume Starfall will probably fall in that as well. The goal is not kill big pools forever. All right, so again, we run into an optimization problem. The players, especially in timed content, which is more and more, are going to find the most efficient way to pull things together to nuke them down. Now, if you decide to hamper that ability, which is fine, it's a game, you're welcome to do that, you are the devs, you should probably adjust the timer. Now it says this will have an effect, pulling 20 mobs, whatever. They said it's a degenerate playstyle. That's an interesting word. Degeneracy usually has some type of negative connotation. We'll throw the definition up on screen. Yes. So I would say that it has some type of negative connotation. But again, I'm not the dev. They can say what they want, and of course, I'm not going to hold them to strict like, oh my God, he said, that's like no. It may just have been a mild poor choice of words, or some maybe there is actual disdain for grouping up 20 people and having a couple of mages and being like, hey, look, Blizzard, Frost Orb, maybe that's it. GCD changes. Any updates to the GCD change? The individual examples, Frenzied Regen, Paladin, Light of the Protector, Fiery Brand, are good examples to give feedback on. For example, Deathstrike has always been on the GCD, similar for Bubble. They look at specific examples and evaluate them one by one, providing specific examples feel okay, and these ones feel crappy are more helpful. So then, of course, there's a long discussion, which you can watch the video. All right, let's go to rapid fire round. Master Looter, no plans to bring it back, involving agency and personal loot. That's the path they've committed to. No. Let us have the guild have Master Looter again. Let us have Master Looter. Mission table. Yes, adventure is part of the Sanctum Covenant system. Don't want it central, but something you can do on your phone. Okay, that's good. Gear swapping and dungeons. No current plans. We'll continue to discuss. Honestly, I wasn't expecting that. And if you're doing anything less than, say, like a 15, you're probably going to be okay if you play well. It might be a little rough sometimes, especially at the very beginning. But once gear levels come up over the course of a patch, you should be fine. Tier sets. Magic 8 Ball says, quite possibly it's something their art team wants to do again. Won't be there for 9.0, but they want to do it later in the expansion. They want to modernize tier. The art, the class, fantasy, they want to capture that. Okay, I'm good. Believe me, I'm not really a big part of Team Transmog,
But I understand the art team works incredibly hard, and I want their efforts to be shown off. And oftentimes, they are in raids and zones and encounters and gear. I'm usually there to be like, all right, what's my power increase? Let's do this. And, you know, right now my Paladin is rocking the Dark Magician Pally set. So, you know, that's nothing there. Alt unfriendliness. On all fronts, Shadowlands should be better. There is no AP system. One of the things driven alt unfriendliness. Yeah, AP systems are alt unfriendly. Because I have to get a certain amount of things here to level up my whatever. My weapon, my neck, my, you know, chair of awesomeness. I have to get enough AP to throw into the chair of awesomeness to become more awesome. I understand it. I get it. I'm there. But if it's not account bound, that means, oh man, my class just got nerfed. So what do I do now? Well, I gotta, you know, am I a drag to my raid group because I know I can play at a higher level? Am I a drag? Do I re-roll? What if my class just isn't fun anymore? Sometimes it isn't. But, oh well, we'll continue on. Feedback. There's been a notion that feedback wasn't listened to. Tell me more. A lot of the time, they're just behind. They're still developing the feature while feedback is coming in. Azerite Armor was like that. They said players can't see the full picture as they're only leveling traits right now, so they dismissed some of the feedback. However, they got Azerite Armor out so late. In 8.2, they tried to release everything so early. Here's how you obtain essences, what they do. They want to release everything important for Shadowlands early. Alright, so while I understand that changes and balancing takes time, obviously you don't want to have these huge swing like you did in BFA with nerfs of Azerite traits. Gut Ripper comes to mind. Thunderous Blast comes to mind. You know, those early weeks. And then, of course, later on, we had our Corruption with our Infinite Stars nerf. And then our Infinite Stars nerf. And then our third Infinite Stars nerf. It was, you know, one of those things. So what if you spent a couple million gold gearing yourself with those BIS traits? And then nerfed. So I can understand that feedback does take time. Obviously, you can't just make willy-nilly changes. But you did delete the forums that had the feedback. Now, whatever reason you did that, I'm sure there's a reason. But it's not a good look. It's not a good look. Warforged, Titan Forging, some of the stuff announced at BlizzCon. If you do more than just your M15, you should get more choices at the end of the week, and then you can pick out of the range of all options or a fallback option. Yeah, like currency. There are attempts to solve a problem they've created themselves. With the increased number of drops, which is that the raid is saturated on gear before you even complete the tier. This is why Thunder Forging, War Forging, Titan Forging exists. Let's give you a chance to still get excited. It's weird writing, but okay. No plans on War Forging or Titan Forging, but just reduce the amount of loot. Let loot be loot. Still plan on avoidance. Undecided on sockets yet. Okay, let loot be loot is fine. BIS list. Remember BIS lists? Guys, back in the day, there was a time where you could just, like, oh, if I kill this boss, and he drops awesome trinket Y, my trinket 1 slot is done. That's it. I'm done for the tier. I did it. And if I want to step up a little later on, if I want to step up into, let's say, heroic or mythic, I get that same version of that trinket, only it's a little better. And then I'm done. It's a thought. I definitely think you should go with either the ability to give 1 socket or have fixed sockets. I think fixed sockets would be good. Let's see. Tuning, impactful rotation. Lots of things don't actually feel like part of your rotation, like trinkets, corruptions, auto attacks, etc. One thing is just tuning. They missed the mark on tuning, but with people buying BOEs and itemizations, they didn't want to change it. The passive option shouldn't sim the best. They should be the middle of the road. Randomness of procs. The variation in performance from pool to pool should largely depend on your skill. Things like how many times did Infinite Stars proc or your Vision of Perfection procs is too important right now. I will say that's true. As a Paladin, when Vision of Perfection procs, it's go time. It's absolutely go time. I am ready. I remember when I first got rank 2, and I had an increased chance, increased duration, I'd go to hit V, which is my wings. And I'd have wings out already. I'm like, why is it grayed out? And it's like, oh, I already have wings. Okay, cool. That was cool. But literally, I did a video earlier in my video creation, whatever, career, we'll call it. I showed the chart on Visions of Perfection. its single target at rank 2 is better, almost double, than every other essence. So, yeah, I'm with you there. As for randomness of procs, a little less random, a little more moments of glory, a little more control. Let's bring back snapshotting. That way you don't have to do so much math, and then you can literally control and have these moments of glory where you're like, oh, you hear the bom bom ba 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 ba, and then comes the hammer, boom. Or if you're a mage, because hey, maybe you're a caster, here comes the big ball of death, whether it be your fire flavor, your ice flavor, your arcane flavor, your demon flavor, or maybe your shadow insanity flavor. Big ball of death. Mythic Plus will go in there. Nothing too specific to announce. They're happy with the structure of Mythic Plus. They're happy with how the seasonal fixes turned out. I like the seasonal fixes. I think they're good. Additional rewards for Mythic Plus, AOTC and Cutting Edge for Mythic Plus. Loot plans to increase chances of specific piece by running more than your one dungeon a week. Okay, that's not too bad. All right, and with that, I think we'll there's Torghast, World Quest, Classic, things like that. We're not going to go into that at this point in time. What we are going to do is say, hey guys, thanks for watching the video. If you liked what I did, remember, like, comment, subscribe, other metric increasing behaviors, and I will be back with another World of Warcraft video later. Until next time, my name was Nim. Keep gaming and enjoy life. Bye.